Hi, I'm John Alexandrov. I'm here today with Julie Etter, and Julie is well known to many of you that are watching the video already. She's been a very successful realtor in the Massachusetts and Rhode Island area. And recently Julie came up with this concept for this phenomenal new book called Lily and Andrew Are Moving.
Yeah.
So Julie, let's talk a little bit about how you came up with this concept, because it is a fascinating book.
Yeah, I've always wanted to write a children's book. My father's an author, and just always been intrigued by the aspect of writing, but never really had a driving idea behind it. You know, I think there's plenty of people who want to just write a book.
Right.
And obviously real estate is my passion, and with a former educator, this was a great way for those two roads to really merge together. And I was working with family that I'm good friends with, very supportive of my business, and they were moving, and they had a very well-adjusted little girl who moving to a great house in a great neighborhood, everything very positive for the family, very exciting. Previous to moving, you know, the mom would drive through the neighborhood and say, "Oh, this is our new house, this is our new house." And when it came time to actually move, the little girl was scared. "I don't want to go there, there's monsters in the neighborhood, monsters in the neighborhood." Well, come to find out, it was around Halloween. So
so there's a connection there.
Well, as they drove through the neighborhood, houses had Halloween decorations, monsters and whatnot, so that's why, you know, it was scary to her. But in trying to help, I sought out some resources. I said, there's got to be some books I can sit down and read with her. There's got to be someone that's dealt with this before, maybe not this unique situation, but the concept of anxiety of a child moving. And I didn't really find much. And over time, I started to say, wait a minute, there's something here. And started to pay attention to what the children go through when they're moving. And whether, I mean, there's positive moves for families, there are negative moves for families, and what the children are conceptualizing may not be the same thing the parents are thinking that they are.
Well, I want to talk about that for a moment, because as parents, we're probably thinking, isn't this great? New house, new bedroom for the kids, maybe a swimming pool, you know, great new schools. You know, we're thinking how wonderful the move is. Yet the kids, you know, depending on their age, obviously, are scared. You know, they think, oh my gosh, I have to go to a new house, I have to go to a new room, I have to go to a new school, I have to meet new friends. So they're probably carrying a lot of anxiety with them, but we don't see that as their parents sometimes.
Well, and that's if we're talking about a positive move. You know, if say you're moving from a small house to a bigger house, or a better neighborhood, or something that the parents are seeing, the kids get their own rooms. And the children, the more I started to pay attention and really got the light bulb to say, we got to do something. What the children, you know, you might be moving to this great new house in this great new neighborhood. Your child doesn't care. They love the old house and the old bedroom in the apartment, and just want, you know, the walls to be red, and could care less about anything else. And that's one thing that this book really seeks to do, is identify the emotions the child's going through, because again, they may share exactly what the parents think they're going through, or they may have something totally different. And so this allows them, it's very interactive, and it allows them to bring their emotions out. So this book here, it can be a story, a bedtime story that you read, and that's it, you put it aside. It has, with collaboration of a child psychologist, it does have tips, it does have ways to deal with the emotions, a guide for parents, suggestions for the move, so it can be an interactive. It also has stickers to help the child participate in the move and labeling their boxes. So it's great for the kids, it's great for the parents, it's a simple read, it's an interactive read, it's a resource, whatever each family needs it to be.
Well, Julie, many people are probably watching this on the website, but for those of you who aren't, the website associated with the book is treehousebuddies.com, which I think is a really catchy. It was amazing that that website address was available, Julie, but it's treehousebuddies.com, and again, the name of the book is Lily and Andrew Are Moving. Julie, I want to get back to a little bit of the storyline. So, I mean, we're talking generalities about how people are affected by moves, and you know, the parents' perception, the children's perception. Let's talk a little about the storyline in the book. And you talked about how it was inspired somewhat by a client of yours, and you know how the child was getting anxious, and it was around Halloween time. But you kind of built upon that and made it a little bit more, have a little bit more depth, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, once I started to get the light bulb, I'll call it, I started to focus more intently on what the kids were doing at house viewings with different clients. And like I said, just the things they were coming out with, and engaging them in conversation just showed, again, that they have their own little world that they're going through. So in this one, in Lily and Andrew Are Moving, the family has, you know, a nice house, but they're moving the children, Lily and Andrew, right now. They share a room.
Right.
So now In their new house, they each get their own separate rooms. So as a parent, you think that's great. I have a
Great,
girl and
yeah.
a boy, give them their own space. They don't want that. And they like the old house and the old neighborhood and the old yard. So the storyline does take them through of going through, getting the new house, looking at the new house, and moving to the new neighborhood. It gives suggestions on saying goodbye. They have a block party with their old neighborhood. Settling into the new one, they got to start a new school.
How does the Treehouse play into all this? Because the website is Treehouse Buddies, and we're marketing the book as Treehouse, kind of like the Treehouse series, because there will be additional books coming along.
Right.
How does that play into the story?
The treehouse, symbolically and literally for the story, is, you know, it works out. We're talking about houses and moving, but it's the safe haven out in the yard for the children.
Right.
So you can make that at a house, and that it was an important concept too. Is there's simple things in your house that you can take with you, not just their stuffed animal, you know, not just the TVs or where they're set or their materialistic things inside, but the safe havens and the social places that the children go to outside the house, in the yard, you know, and again, symbolically to have the little house among the big family
Now,
property.
Julie, you mentioned you work with child psychologists on this, which is fantastic. It also was a family project.
Yes.
Because, I mean, the illustrations are just wonderful. I don't know if people will be able to fully see the illustrations. I know there'll be copies of the illustrations on the website, again, at treehousebuddies.com. Let's just talk a little bit about how this was also a family collaboration.
Sure.
Because you're a former educator,
Yes.
teacher.
Yeah.
Your husband, Tim, is a teacher.
Yes.
So, and he's been involved in the real estate business with you over time, and has
Yeah.
seen you working the business, and you know, he worked on this with you
Yes.
and did most of the illustration work as
Yeah,
well.
I'm very fortunate that Tim is supportive of my ventures and certainly supportive of my real estate business. But he's a phenomenal artist, and you know, won't always take the credit to do so. But he did jump on board and illustrate.
Right.
You know, so it was his vision. The graphics came together, and the way he wanted them to complement the book. And it was great. Additionally, you know, I had my father's a publisher. He helped me publish it. I had my mother-in-law and other family members proofread it. And between our parents and family and friends, it's gotten a lot of support. But yeah, definitely a collaboration of Tim and I at home.
So, Julie, you mentioned the stickers. So I'm going to open up the book here and show the stickers in the back of the book. And here we have some blank stickers. Here we have smiley faces, some sad faces, some surprised faces. So how do the stickers work? How does that play
So we
into
call
this?
these emoticons.
Yeah.
And basically throughout the story there are different areas that ask the children, you know, the storyline will go on and then below, how did you feel at this time?
Right.
And it's an opportunity for the child to go and take the happy face and put it there. And it might create an opportunity where, surprisingly to the parents, they pull the sad face, or they may not know,
Right.
you know, but it facilitates a conversation, and it gets the child to talk about it, and to also identify that it's okay that I'm scared, it's okay that I'm nervous, even though this is an exciting time, mom and dad are aware of this and can work through it. So this, you know, will help identify those emotions and make sure mom and child are on the same page. And then these stickers here, what I did realize is one of the big anxieties with a child moving is that their stuff's going to get lost.
Right.
You know, what do you mean whether you're hiring professional movers or doing it on your own, everything's going into a box, into a truck, and to watch that happen, you don't, you know, connect as a child that truck is going to get everything there. So the goal for that is each child or family member gets a color.
Right.
So one child gets blue, one gets red, and they get to go through and mark their boxes with blue. Okay, and then in their new house, and this would be encouraged in most real estate transactions, you do a walkthrough right before you purchase. So that's, you save one blue sticker and you identify your room as the blue room. So now the mover, you know, the child will say, oh, I'm helping them. It's also a way for them to participate in the activity and not just sit back and watch this all happen.
You know, that fascinates me because I don't think most parents would perceive that they would want their children participating in the move.
And you know what, most
kind of,
of
it's
them-
got to be busy.
Yeah.
You know, why don't you go stay with Aunt
Yeah.
so-and-so today?
Exactly, so
that
the
kind of
parents
thing.
could be more productive. And you know what,
Right.
this allows that still, it does make sense for parents to do
Right.
that, but it just gives an interactive piece so that the child is involved with it, help to maybe take away an anxiety, and they're participating, it's their new house too. So they feel more of a part of it, you know, because they're engaged in the process versus staying away for the weekend and just coming home and seeing that this has happened and now I'm supposed to call this new place home, even though nothing about it is
Right.
familiar to the child.
Well, again, the name of the book is Lily and Andrew Are Moving, And you can learn more about the book at treehousebuddies.com. Julie, we're going to do a series of interviews, so we're going to take a short break right now. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about how you develop the concept, your experience as an educator, and then how this can play into helping people prepare for the move ahead of time.
Sure.
So if someone's listing their home and they want to start preparing their children ahead of time, how that can work as well.
Yep.